for the most part, because it's not backed by any real source like gold or silver or bronze or even platinum for that matter. It's not backed by anything. So all it is just a piece of paper. Down here in the UK, they've recently changed the money, and now we have to walk around with plastic notes. That's what's happening in the UK. We went from holding paper notes to holding plastic notes now. Okay, so they're changing the money, and it's not backed by anything valuable. Now, paper is more valuable than plastic is. Okay, and it's nothing more originally, which is really what I should have said, is nothing more than a debt note. And I just want to read this over here, the gold standard, because before the 1930s, the Americans were using the gold standard. Okay, they had notes and stuff like that, but the notes was backed up by gold, or it could have been in some cases silver. The dollar used to be backed also by silver as well. So let's get into this. It says a gold standard is a monetary system in which the standard economic unit of account is based on a fixed quantity of gold. The gold standard was the basis of the international monetary system from the 1870s to the early 1920s, and from the late 1920s to 1932, as well as from 1944 until 71, when the U.S. unilaterally terminated convertibility of the U.S. dollar to gold foreign central banks. Historically, the silver standard and biometallism have been more common than the gold standard. The shift to an international monetary system is based on a gold standard reflected accident, Newton externalities, and path dependence. Great Britain accidentally adopted a de facto gold standard in 1717 when Sir Isaac Newton then mastered the Royal Mint. And in Britain, around the 1800s, they've been always using paper money, have you will, but as usual in that time, they were using money that was backed by a resource like silver or gold, as it was in the States. That was the thing at the time. All right. So we've been using paper money longer than the Babylonians have been using, basically. So just to continue on, let's read some more on this. So it reads, also set the exchange rate of silver to gold to low, thus causing silver coins to go out of circulation. As Great Britain became the world's leading financial and commercial power in the 19th century, other states increasingly adopted the Britain's monetary system. The gold standard was largely abandoned during the Great Depression before being reinstated in a limited form as a part of the post-World War II Bretton Woods system. The gold standard was abandoned due to its propensity of volatility, as well as the constraints it imposed on governments by retaining a fixed exchange rate. Governments were hamstrung in engaging in the expansionary policies to, for example, reduce unemployment during the economic recessions. There is a consensus amongst economists that a return to the gold standard would not be beneficial. I wonder why that is. And most economic historians reject the idea, because most of these historians are backed by a group of people, and that they're supposed to basically, because all of these agents, like all of these historians and like all of these key figureheads in this society, whether they're historians or whether they're scientists, they're given a narrative to go by. So they have to say that they reject the idea of that the gold standard. Hold on, wait there. Salakia. So I'm going to read this again. It says, Salakia, for example, reduce unemployment during the economic recession. There's a census amongst economists that a return to the gold standard would not be beneficial. I wonder why that is. And most economic historians reject the idea that the gold standard was effective in stabilizing prices and moderating business cycles and fluctuating during the 19th century. And of course they're going to say that because most of these historians, these declared or credited historians, these are nothing more than agents. Anyone that's credited as a scientist or a historian or whoever you may be, a doctor, there's a certain narrative you have to only project. You can't tell the absolute truth. With gold has its fixed price. Gold has its value. Like, you can't manipulate the value of the gold of itself. Now, you can manipulate the gold by exchanging your banknote, which is not valuable at all, which has no valuability to it at all. So if it has no valuability to it, then prices of goods can be fixed. All they would like is to have control of everything, and that includes even the price of your goods. So when they tell you, oh, gold has gone up, it's not the gold that has gone up. It's not the fact that gold has gone up. What's happened is that the cost of gold has gone up because of the currency that you're exchanging the gold for. Or should I say with? Excuse me. That's the problem. Gold keeps its value. Gold doesn't go up and down, up and down. Gold keeps its value. Silver keeps its value. Bronze keeps its value. Platinum keeps its value. All right. So all that we have right now is debt notes. And this is why inflation is at an all-time high right now, because they're printing money out of thin air. They're printing more fake money for us to use and keeping us more and more and more in debt. So there's nothing more than debt notes that we have that right now. So anyway, what I want to do is I want to move forward in getting another scripture. So this is the book of James 5 verse 4. So it reads, behold, the hire of your laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of hosts, which is what this word Sabaoth means. It means the Lord of hosts. All right. And what this is going into is the fact that, which really applies today, because you have jobs out there that will pay you way later when they really should be paying you on the day that you've worked. But what Esau will do, Esau will pay you in a week's time or in a month's time. And what I also want to get back into focusing on is the currency. The currency that we're given is fake. It doesn't have any true genuine value. The value that it only has is if you value this particular currency. Hence is why it's called credits, which the word credit simply means belief. So if you believe you have a £5 note or $100 bill, then it's worth $100 because you only believe in that. Because it only took you to believe in that. Excuse me. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the valuable. That's what makes the currency valuable, is that you believe that it's worth that, because you see that it says £5 on it, or you see that it says this is $100 bill. All right. So this is why we need the Lord to come back, man, because this world is totally corrupted. This system that we're under is very well severely corrupt. So much so that people are confused, man. People are trying to find out ways to better themselves. People are trying to eat better food. And I mean, you got so many problems going on with people mentally. So that shows you that if a lot of people have problems that they're trying to overcome, you shouldn't have to live life trying to overcome problems. You should just be able to live life without no problems, man. Life is supposed to be real easy to understand and to go about with. You're not trying to overcome problems and figuring this and figuring that out. So it just goes to show you that something has to give, man. The Lord has to come back and destroy this place. It's a lot of evil and wickedness going on this earth right now, man, and we need to be delivered from all of this. Like, seriously. So that's pretty much it on that, man. I don't really want to make this too much of a lengthy video. I just want to make the point and let it be as it may, and hopefully this was edifying, which is what it's all about anyway.